You ever feel like you're doing all the right things? You work hard, you try to be responsible, you cut back here and there, and yet somehow you're still broke at the end of the month? Like money just disappears. And it's not because you're lazy or because you're bad with money. Most people who feel stuck are trapped in a handful of invisible money traps that quietly drain their income, kill their momentum, and make financial progress feel impossible. In this video, I'm going to break down the 7 biggest money traps keeping people broke, and more importantly, the exact moves to escape each one. Hi, my name is Matt, and in this video, we will be talking about the 7 money traps keeping you broke and how to escape them. And real quick, if you like straightforward, practical money strategies without the fluff, hit the subscribe button. I post videos that help you build real wealth step by step. Alright, let's get into it. Money trap number 1, lifestyle creep, the I deserve this tax. Lifestyle creep is the most common reason people stay broke even after they start making more money. It usually starts innocent. You get a raise, you get a new job, you start making an extra few $100 a month, and you think, finally, I can breathe. But then the spending quietly rises to match the new income. A nicer apartment, a newer car, more takeout, better clothes, extra subscriptions, upgrades everywhere. And the worst part, it doesn't even feel like you're spending wildly. It just feels like your life is normal now. You've adjusted. This is why you'll meet people making $40,000 who feel broke, and people making $140,000 who also feel broke. Lifestyle creep doesn't care what you make. It just expands to fill the space. How to escape? Here's the rule that changes everything. When your income increases, your lifestyle should increase a little, and your savings/investing should increase a lot. A simple method is a split. 20% of any raise goes to lifestyle. 80% goes to your financial goals. So if you get a $500 per month raise, $100 per month can make your life better guilt-free. $400 per month goes straight to paying off debt, building your emergency fund, investing, or saving for a real goal. This does 2 things. You still feel rewarded, so you don't rebel and binge spend later. You actually build momentum instead of staying in place. Lifestyle creep is basically a tax on your future wealth. The escape is deciding ahead of time where your raises go. Money trap number 2, the payment mindset, buying a monthly bill instead of a product. This trap is sneaky because it doesn't feel like spending. It feels like affording. You don't ask, can I afford this? You ask, can I afford the payment? That mindset keeps people broke. Because when you think in payments, everything looks cheap. A $1,200 phone becomes only $33 per month. A $35,000 car becomes only $499 per month. A couch becomes only $89 per month. A vacation becomes only $250 per month for 24 months. Next thing you know, half your income is already spoken for before the month even starts, because you've stacked a bunch of small payments. And here's the real danger. Payments reduce flexibility. If your life changes, job loss, emergency, unexpected expense, you can't easily undo payments. They're locked in. How to escape? You need to switch from payment thinking to total cost thinking. Before you buy something, ask, what is the full cost? What is the full cost including interest? What is the opportunity cost if that money was invested instead? And if you want a simple anti-broke rule, if you can't buy it twice in cash, you can't afford it. That doesn't mean you literally must buy everything in cash. It means you need enough margin in your life that one purchase doesn't control your financial future. Also, create a payments cap. Set a rule like fixed monthly payments, car, phone, finance stuff, can't exceed 10 to 15% of take-home pay. If you're above that, you don't need motivation. You need to restructure. Because the payment mindset turns your future income into a pre-spent paycheck. Money trap number 3, high interest debt, the wealth killer that eats your options. High interest debt is like trying to run up a mountain while someone is pulling you backward with a rope. Credit cards, payday loans, personal loans with ugly APRs. These don't just cost you money, they cost you time. A lot of people underestimate how destructive interest really is, because it's not just a little extra. It compounds against you every month. If you're paying 20% interest while trying to invest at 8 to 10%, you're basically losing a math battle. And the emotional side matters too. Debt creates stress, and stress creates bad decisions. More spending, more avoidance, more "I'll deal with it later." How to escape. You need a clear plan that's actually doable. Here's a strong approach for most people. Step 1. Build a mini emergency fund first, $1,000 to $2,000. Not because that solves emergencies forever, but because it prevents you from going right back into debt the moment life happens. Step 2. Attack high interest debt aggressively. Two popular methods: avalanche, highest interest first, best mathematically; snowball, smallest balance first, best psychologically. Pick the one you'll stick with. Step 3. Negotiate and restructure. Call the credit card company. Ask for a lower rate. Transfer to a 0% intro APR if you're disciplined. Consolidate only if it reduces interest and you stop the behavior that created the debt. And here's the mindset shift that matters. Debt payoff isn't losing money. It's buying back your future income. Every balance you eliminate is a raise you give yourself. Money trap number 4, no emergency fund, so every surprise becomes a disaster. If you don't have an emergency fund, your finances are basically built on hope. And hope is not a strategy. Without savings, every unexpected expense becomes a chain reaction: car repair to credit card, medical bill to payment plan, job disruption to borrowing, appliance breaks arrow, I'll figure it out later. And that cycle keeps people permanently broke because they're always cleaning up yesterday's mess. Here's the truth. Emergencies are not rare events. They're guaranteed events. The only surprise is the timing. How to escape. You need to build your emergency fund in layers. Layer 1, $1,000 to $2,000 starter fund. This stops the bleeding. Layer 2, 1 month of expenses. Now you're stable. Layer 3, 3 to 6 months of expenses. Now you're resilient. And if you're thinking, Matt, that's impossible, I can't save that much, here's the key. You don't build it by being perfect. You build it by being consistent. Start with something like $25 per week, or 1% of your income, or every time you get paid, an automatic transfer the same day. Automation is how regular people win, because if you wait to save what's left, there will never be anything left. Emergency funds don't make you rich. They keep you from getting knocked back to zero. Money trap number 5. Spending. Without a system, a budget that doesn't match real life. A lot of people hear the word budget and think of punishment. They try to budget like this: make a strict plan, break it within a week, feel guilty, give up, repeat. The problem isn't that budgeting doesn't work. The problem is most people build budgets that don't match how humans actually behave. If your budget assumes you'll never eat out, never buy anything fun, never have an irregular expense, never have a random day where you're tired and order delivery, that budget is fantasy. Then you feel like you failed. But you didn't fail, the plan was unrealistic. How to escape? Use a system that's simple, flexible, and built for real life. Here are 2 systems that work for most people. Option A, the bills/goals/guilt-free system. Bills, needs, rent, utilities, groceries, minimum payments. Goals, emergency fund, debt payoff, investing, guilt-free spending, fun money that you can spend without stress. This works because it's not about restriction, it's about intention. Option B, the reverse budget. Instead of tracking every category, you do this. Pay your bills. Automatically move money to savings/investing. Whatever is left is yours to spend. Reverse budgeting is powerful because it guarantees progress without micromanaging your life. And here's the one move that makes either system work. Separate accounts, one account for bills, one account for spending, one for savings. When everything is in one pot, you will constantly guess and overspend. A system turns money from stressful into simple. Money trap number 6, the "I'll start later" mindset, delaying investing and missing the compounding window. This trap doesn't feel like a trap. It feels responsible. People say, I'll invest once I make more. I'll start after I pay off everything. I'll start next year when life calms down. But compounding doesn't care about your intentions. It cares about time. The earlier you start, the less you have to contribute to reach the same outcome. Waiting is expensive. And even if you're not investing huge amounts, starting early builds the habit, and habits scale with income. How to escape? Start with what you can do right now, even if it's small. Here's a practical order for most people. Employer match, if you have it, because that's free money. High interest debt payoff, if it's extreme. Roth IRA/retirement investing or equivalent where you live. General investing/long-term goals. If you're overwhelmed, keep it simple. Pick a broad, diversified fund option, like a total market type fund. Automate a small amount weekly or monthly. Increase it every time your income increases. And remember this, you don't need to know everything to start. You need to start to learn. Starting builds confidence. Confidence creates consistency. Consistency creates wealth. Money trap number 7, surrounding yourself with expensive norms, social spending, and quiet pressure. This one is real and it's emotional. If the people around you spend like crazy, your normal becomes expensive. And it doesn't have to be toxic or intentional. It can be subtle. Friends who always want to eat out. Family who expect you to show up with gifts. Coworkers who take pricey trips. Social media showing a highlight reel of lifestyle spending. And you start thinking, am I behind? Should I be doing more? I don't want to seem cheap. So you spend to fit the norm, and the norm is often financed. A lot of people look rich and are actually broke. How to escape? You need to intentionally design your social spending, not eliminate it. Here's how. Create a social budget on purpose. Set a monthly number you can spend without regret. When it's gone, it's gone. Suggest cheaper defaults. Instead of dinner out, do coffee, a walk, a movie night at home, potluck, free local events. Most people are relieved when someone else suggests something cheaper. Learn one confident sentence. That's not in my budget right now, but I'm down for something else. You don't owe anyone a financial explanation. Curate your inputs. If your feed makes you feel poor and impulsive, unfollow. It's not motivation, it's marketing. Your environment shapes your spending more than your willpower does. Putting it all together, the escape plan, simple and actionable. Let's turn this into a game plan you can actually use. If you feel broke, the goal isn't to become a finance robot overnight. The goal is to stop the leaks and build momentum. Here's a clean order that works for most people. Step 1. Track your money leaks for 7 days. Not forever, just 1 week. Identify what's quietly draining you. Step 2. Build a starter emergency fund, $1,000 to $2,000 to stop the cycle. Step 3. Kill high-interest debt. Pick Avalanche or Snowball and commit. Step 4. Install a system. Reverse budget or bills/goals/guilt-free with separate accounts. Step 5. Automate investing. Even small. Start now, scale later. Step 6. Put guardrails on lifestyle creep and payments. Raises get split, payments get capped. Step 7. Protect your environment. Social budget, cheaper defaults, less lifestyle noise. That's it. Not easy, but simple. Conclusion. If you've been feeling stuck, I want you to hear this clearly. Being broke is not always about income. It's often about traps, patterns that quietly pull your money away before it can build anything. The good news is, traps can be escaped. Pick just one of these to tackle this week. 1. Because financial progress doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from doing a few key things consistently, and letting time do the heavy lifting. That's how you go from stressed and stuck to stable, and then eventually to genuinely wealthy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.